So this is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
I'm going to put it up there just like that over my beautiful black melanated face, okay? What's up? This is Dope Living TV Live. We are inducted into the National Black Radio Hall of Fame, all right? Got to put it up there. That's that new credit card we got, all right? So, blam. Here, I think I'm going to leave it like that all day long. Let me put it right there, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the show, man. We got a good show for you today. Hey, man, look, everybody, we have a guest here today. Her name is, I don't even know how to pronounce the name right. Fairren McLemore. She's an author, all right? And we're going to learn something about something that I never knew about, okay? It's called Jesus Christ. Gina, help me out, please.
Incontinentia.
Wow, you sound Chinese.
Incontinentia Pigmenti.
Mm-hmm.
I want my credit card on my face too.
I can't do it, but it'll be. You know what? Here. Hold on. It's gonna be up in the corner for you though.
That's okay. Put it in the corner. Put it behind me. Put it on my forehead. Just put it there.
Things aren't working out. It ain't coming up.
That's okay. We're gonna hear about the incontinent. I can say it sometimes, and sometimes I can't.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna wait till you see it. Say it.
Incontinentia.
But anyway.
Incontinentia Pigmenti.
Pigmenti. All right. But the name of the book is shining through my journey with that Incontinentia Pigmenti. All right.
Just don't say it. Don't say it anymore tonight.
Well, we're gonna let her say it. All right.
Just let Fairren say it. Don't say it anymore.
It's a good book, man. But look, before we get started, man, I just want to let everybody know, man. Again, we're at 800 and what is it, Gina? 58,
57, 58.
Something like that. We're 858 shows, and y'all wait the 1,000 show. Everybody got to come out and hang out with us. So we're gonna do it.
Tell us when the 1,000th. That's what we should run a contest for somebody to tell us when the 1,000th show is gonna be.
Yeah, we should, and everybody understand we're on Monday through Thursday. All right, but things might have to change. Okay, we as we talk behind the scenes, we're gonna make this as user friendly, I'll say, as possible with the Dope Living TV Live experience. We got sweatshirts coming up, y'all. We got T-shirts. We got hats for not only the D.A.G, but for Dope Living, but for everybody's brand. We got all of this stuff coming up, man. So y'all hang out with us, all right? What's up, Carl? Can you say it, Carl? Incontinentia Pigmenti. Can you say it? He said, oh my God. Hey, Mo, can you say it?
No, because we can't even see Mo's face.
We got him now. Can you say it, man?
Come on, Mo. Let's try it. Try it, Mo.
What?
Incontinentia Pigmenti.
What are y'all trying to say?
He said, what in the hell? Our guest today, man.
All up.
Our guest. I said it right. Incontinentia Pigmenti. I know French. Even though it ain't French. All right, but
No,
this
it's not great.
Incontinent what?
yeah, that's right, man.
Pigmented.
It's all in time for
Incontinentia Pigmenti.
the elections this year.
But you know what?
Our
Fairren is going to tell us what that is because a lot of people scratch like, what? What
Yeah, I
is
know
that?
we playing around with the word like it's Sudoku or something, man. But we good, man. It's but with Fairren, she also, man, she's dedicated basically her life to uplift and inspire other people, and not just her words but her actions as well. So we trying to say the title of the book. Okay, we got the first part, Shining Through My Journey With. We're gonna let Fairren say the rest. What's going on, Fairren?
Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
you back there laughing at us.
Are hilarious.
What we Incontinent what?
No, he went way in left field.
Oh goodness, y'all are
What's
hilarious.
good? What's good, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Hey, little bro.
Everybody.
So before we get started, Fairren, just tell us what incontinency. Just tell us what it is.
Okay, first of all, congratulations, guys, on your.
Thank you.
That is amazing. I'm super proud of you guys and happy to see that. So Incontinentia Pigmenti. Just say IP, okay? Just say IP.
IP.
So shining through my journey.
No Mo.
Mo, right, Mo.
I think that's worse, Fairren.
Why you
just
with
say
me,
IP.
man?
Just say IP, yes.
Fairren,
IP.
we've had guests on here that had to actually leave the show to go pee. So we just want.
Stop it.
That's
Okay,
our goal. To at least get one. At least get one.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Let's go.
Shining through my journey with Incontinentia Pigmenti. So Incontinentia Pigmenti, it's a rare genetic disorder, and it primarily affects your skin, but it can also impact other parts of your body. So it can impact the way your teeth grows. So you can have missing teeth or peg-shaped teeth. You can have alopecia in your hair. You can have pitted fingernails or toenails. Pitted meaning they might not line up, or they might have like a hump, like your nail might kind of have like a hump on it. It can also affect your central nervous system, meaning you can have seizures, developmental delays, or strokes. It also affects your eyesight. You can have pale retinas, and the majority of it, it goes through 4 stages of your skin. So the first part of it is the blistering part. The next part is like a wart-like part. And then it goes to dark brown patches that follow skin lines. And the final stage is pale, thinned, or wrinkled areas of your skin. So shining through my journey with Incontinentia Pigmenti was inspired by my daughter, who was actually born with this condition.
Okay.
There was no awareness. There was nothing that led us up to knowing that she had this condition. It's passed from mother to daughter. It is an X-linked dominant disorder. It's passed from mother to daughter. Fathers, it's very rare that fathers pass it to their daughters, only because it is on the X chromosome. It's lethal in boys. So if passed to males, the pregnancy is likely to end in a miscarriage. Now,
Hold up. Let's stop right there for a second, okay? It's
so
deadly to men. It's deadly to boys.
Yes.
Wow.
Why is that?
Because males who have only one X chromosome and only one Y chromosome is far more affected, because so females, we have 2 X chromosomes. So we have the one that will compensate the other X. So that's why the condition is usually in women but it affects males differently because they have the one X chromosome and they don't have that second X chromosome to compensate. So without that, the mutation tends to be lethal in most cases. Now they can survive, however, they will have it more severely.
Will it leave a okay, so if they survive, are there other things that might happen to them if they survive? You know,
So they'll have so about 20% get the brain part of it, which is the seizures, the strokes. So if a male survives it, they would have the skin condition like the wart likes that we talked about, the blisters. That will be more severe. So the condition is mild to severe, and my daughter actually has the severe part of it. So she started out in the NICU with having a stroke and a seizure.
Wow.
And then they noticed the swirl patches. And again, like this is such a rare condition. We all found out what the condition was together through research.
So it's it starts off as a skin condition.
Yes.
And then it manifests into some other stuff.
Yes. So those who have it rarely or those who have it mildly might just have like the blisters or the warts, or they might have the peg-shaped teeth or missing teeth. They don't necessarily have the brain part of it, so they might just have like the pitted fingernails and toenails, but they don't have to worry about the seizure or stroke part of it.
Mo, you was gonna say
So
something?
how do I know if I have a skin rash that's not it?
You know, it's funny that you asked that because my daughter also had eczema, right? And that's what we thought it was at first, which eczema. So these blisters are like sores, like they're lifted sores on the skin, which is a little bit different from eczema. It was on both sides of her body, but then it ended up just affecting the right side. So we would have to they recommend like a moisture. So we would have a special lotion that the dermatologist would give us to keep it moisturized. And of course, her being a baby, playing, if you knock it off, of course, it would, bleed like a sore. But then it would heal as that patch. So she's now 9, and you could still see the patches, and then you can still see the wrinkly skin.
So is that something like an autoimmune system kind of deal?
Not exactly. It's more of a genetic disorder. Actually, she's pretty healthy. Other than, as far as like sicknesses and colds, things like that. She doesn't really get sick. She doesn't really have colds. She has the normal allergies, seasonal allergies, but other than that, it's more of the condition that affects her.
So is there a prenatal test to detect something like that?
If you are a carrier, yes.
If you are a carrier.
But you'd have to ask, right?
So for me, I do not have the condition. I do not have the gene. And so what I would suggest, how at women who are pregnant at 20 weeks, they typically get the genetic testing done anyway. So if a woman finds out that she is a carrier, she's more prone to miscarriages. So that's where she'll have to go through the genetic counseling. She'll have to go through the prenatal testing because she is more prone to having a miscarriage with being affected with the condition.
Hey, so what made you want to tell this story, put it out there like that?
Well, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I actually already started writing. I have a notebook that I found that I just wanted to write my thoughts down and write how I felt just being a first-time mother, just experiencing this. I always felt like I had a story to tell because being a first-time mother, not knowing like what the heck? Like, how am I supposed to get through this? I don't know
Right.
anything. I don't know anything about being a mother. I actually had an emergency C-section with her, so I couldn't even focus on my own recovery because my concern was her. So I ended up um, going back to that notebook. And I believe that me writing that 9 years ago now led me to where I am today. I've always been passionate about uplifting and inspiring others, and this was a way that I can not only bring awareness to this rare condition, but I can also uplift, inspire, and teach that important concept of self love because that's what I teach her every day, no matter what her physical appearance looks like. Um, you still are capable, you still are worthy of love, you still are worthy of being accepted. And I'm making sure that she loves the person that she sees in the mirror, regardless of what her physical appearance is.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, go ahead, Jim.
No, I was going to ask because this is about her daughters. You're writing a book about your daughter, and she's how old?
She's 9 now.
So how has she accepted the book, or how has she taken to the book, seeing how her story is out there for everyone to see?
You know what? It has been a confidence booster for her. I have included her in the entire process. So when I decided to write a children's book, I let her know that this was about her. From the illustrations down to the story, I've included her. So it has been a confidence builder. I remember having my first book signing event and watching her greet people at the door. Now, she's a very shy girl. When y'all see her at the award show, you're going to see she's very shy. But that particular day, her light shined bright, and I couldn't even focus on what I was doing, just watching her. Hello, how are you? She was there signing every time I signed a book, she was there. So it was definitely a confidence builder for her. And when books come in the mail, Mom, our books are here. So she's 100%, she's 100% on board, and I love that I made her a part of the journey as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is
Great
awesome.
to have her
So,
included in there.
Yeah, one of the things from just recently doing research about it that it's been around since 1906. The rare disease has been around, and it's what affects 1.2 in every 100,000 persons,
Yes.
like that. Yeah, I mean, and this is, and I'm gonna be truthful with you. This is probably the whole panel's first time hearing anything about this, and it's been around over 100 years. Yeah.
I tell people, I said, if I had just $1 for every time, people are like, "What is that?"
Right.
Like,
You see, we kicked it around like we kicked it around. It's like IP, elemental P, everything but the word,
I know.
The elemental P.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad it's just IP.
Yeah, you have a lot of people that attract skin diseases, and they can't even tell them what it is. Now, when this disease, not disease, when this disorder happens, does it happen immediately, or can you have it like can you not have it when you're young and get it when you're an adult, or it happens immediately?
So it happens within the first few days of life. So it happens at birth or first few days. So it's immediately. It's almost immediate that you see the symptoms of it. For my daughter, like I mentioned, it was a stroke. And then a couple of days after that, it was the seizure.
As an infant?
As an infant.
Wow.
2 days old.
That's scary. That is scary.
Just 2 days old. Actually, all this happened before she turned 1 month.
Wow.
Before she turned
That's
1
scary
month.
for a mother.
Yeah.
That's scary for a father.
True. Father too. That's scary for parents.
Yes. And so, so they noticed that all these different things had started happening And what led them to further research is she ended up having air in her intestines. And we don't know where that came from. And after that, she ended up having a hole in her rectum. Now, I don't know how much that is a part of the condition, but she had a colostomy bag for about a month because of it.
Now,
So the first month, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna ask you a question about that after you finish explaining, because the disease, the NEC disease, which is like a bacterial disease, that's how my son, who was a twin, my daughter passed away from that.
I'm sorry.
Where it came from formula milk.
Okay.
Like her whole intestines broke off inside of her.
Oh my.
Because she was born as a preemie. Yeah, she was born as a preemie. And it happened that way. So I don't know if it came, because when you're describing it, it seems like you're describing it that it happened like after the stroke, after the seizure. And if they were giving her formula, that can be something that caused what happened to her.
She was actually breastfed. I actually decided to nurse, which I was glad that I did that so she can get all the benefits, because that was another thing that they looked at. She wasn't eating like they felt she should. So they're like, okay, is something psychologically wrong? So there was so many things that happened before the first month, before we reached that first month mark, that blew our minds. I ended up going back into the hospital to be admitted because I ended up getting an infection in my uterus. Because I couldn't focus on me. My love for her was already so, it was already so, profound that I could not think about, myself until I'm like, okay, you got to get yourself together, because you can't see her if you're hurting. And if you have an infection, you can't see because, you can pass it. So I had to spend 3 days in the hospital until I, on antibiotics until I was, better. And then I was able to go back and see her.
Man, all of that. And she was just less than a month old.
Right.
It's a lot to go through.
New to the world.
But she's 9 years old now.
But she's 9 years old now.
And she's doing it, man.
Yeah. She's my biggest inspiration.
What's her energy like at 9 years old?
You know what? She's shy, but it depends on who she's around. She's energetic for the most part. Very energetic. But if it's around someone she doesn't know, then it's kind of like that side. But usually she follows us. Me, I'm hello, hi, how are you? How you doing? So she literally is my mini me. She watches, which I think is good, because I try to teach her, like, it's okay to speak to people. You don't have to have a full conversation, but she has a developmental delay. So you have to learn how to communicate with her in her way, in a way that she understands. So we can have a conversation, and you can tell if she doesn't understand something because she'll look at one of us, and we'll be able to break it down in a way that she can understand, because she learns by repetition and review. She has an IEP in school, in speech therapy and occupational therapy. So we have that, we have all these things in, support for her, just to make sure that she can still thrive. And just learning how she learns is the biggest part of it. And so that's what we made sure we, do make sure that speech therapy, the occupational therapy, that additional help in school. And we teach her it's okay to need that additional help. Don't you feel guilty? Don't you feel bad about it? It's okay. And I need you to be okay with asking those questions if you do not understand, because I don't understand everything. So really it's just, I love it because I love to inspire. So now I can do that through her. Is it always easy? No, but the growth is what we look for. And That as long as we continue to see growth, that is what keeps us going. And then we have a son. So I do have a 5-year-old son. Again, the condition is lethal in boys. So at 8 weeks, we had the genetic testing done just to ensure that he did not have it, because it's always going to be a 50-50. Although I'm not the carrier of the gene, someone down through DNA carried it. And so that's how she has it.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to do this book?
I started in November of last year, and it was published in March. So 5 months, 6 months.
Was it a difficult process for you, though? Because you're having to live through this, number one, and then you have to relive it again as you're writing it. Was it difficult for you?
You know what? It wasn't. I had already had it written, and then one day I literally said, I want to write a children's book. The only thing I had to do was just get it to flow how I wanted it to flow. I'm a first-time self-published author, so I didn't know what the process looked like. But I reached out just to a self-publishing company, shared, my story. They immediately told me how inspired they were by it, and it took off, and it was a smooth process. So I don't really have any horror stories of self-publishing.
I mean, that's cool. I mean,
but it was
it probably was more of a relaxation for you, or release, I should say, for you.
It was probably more of a therapy.
Yeah,
yes.
Really.
Yeah,
more of a therapy for it to write it out. Because not to change the subject, that's how I am with music. When I go through something, I'll write a song about it, and it just like literally just comes off my shoulders, whatever I'm going through. So.
And I love to share it. At first, a lot of people, they knew she had the condition, but they didn't know the extent. A lot of what we go through, and I just wanted to introduce it. I wanted to introduce it, bring awareness, and then introduce my daughter who was born with it, and just to tell, a short part of her story, just to, make people aware. And so it's been just an amazing journey, because I can talk about it all day now. I can talk about it, and people, anybody who has, Incontinentia Pigmenti or IP, they live normal lives. They might just need that additional assistance in some areas of their life, but they live normal lives.
Okay, so you call it a children's book, but it's also a help for adults too, right?
It's definitely a book that it's a children's book. Yes, that's the intention. However, I believe that it can inspire anybody, because we all are born with differences, right? But the whole purpose of it, is to educate, create a more compassionate society, and just to advocate for a world of differences, that make sure they're celebrated. And it'll just help parents in general, no matter if it's IP or Incontinentia Pigmenti, just those parents who have children with special needs or disability, just let them know that to embrace it. I think that's what I had to do, is embrace it first. And then after I embraced it, I was able to, move through it. And then, like I said, just positioning myself to, just continue to embrace it, and so I can move forward.
I swear I ain't never heard of this, man. Incontinentia.
me neither.
Never heard of. Chris said it's been around, what, 200-some years?
Yeah.
It's been around right now to be 118 years as of right now.
Wow.
Okay, and it affects. Go ahead, Jen.
Go ahead. No, I was going to ask if you have met any other parents with the condition.
So I have not yet. Actually,
I'm sorry, with children with the condition, not,
No, I haven't met someone, but I talked to someone. My daughter's neurologist actually called me. There was a parent who her 2-year-old daughter was just diagnosed, and she knew that I had wrote the book, and she connected me with her just to, answer any questions. So we're going to set up a time where I can meet her, and she can meet Kamaya. So I haven't met anybody, but I know 2 people who actually have it. But hopefully I can soon meet her.
You know what? I just thought about something, y'all.
What?
That's probably what's wrong with with Trump.
Stop it.
Negro.
I'm just saying, hey.
Oh Lord.
I might have touched on something. We need to get him checked. We need to get him checked.
Lord.
That's what we need to do. We need to get him checked.
Negro.
We are talking, man, with the author Fairren McLemore. She has her book. It's in the back. It's in the back of her, actually. Okay, if she move out the way, we can see it. But no, don't. Starting through my journey with Incontinentia, because we said
Incontinentia.
It's Incontinentia Pigmenti. Okay, and we are learning a lot about this. I'm so glad we get a chance to talk to people that we learn. I mean, we learn something every doggone week with somebody. All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we always trying to find people that we can learn from. We want every episode that we do to be a learning process. And what you're bringing here, like I said, I just recently researched it, and I did not know it's been around over 100 years. That is crazy.
Yeah,
100 years, and we just how many?
But it's an eye opener, because that's why I asked the question: how do I know that what I think is eczema is not it? Or, because I'm sure a lot of doctors are not identifying this.
No.
And so Fairren helped me out, because my granddaughter has a condition. She's 6 years old now, and we've been treating her for eczema, got rid of the dogs, got rid of, a whole lot of things. We do the oatmeal baths, and she turned me on to some cream that she uses with her daughter. So I'm going to send it out to my daughter-in-law so that she could put it on my granddaughter and see if that helps, because nothing is helping. Gina, and so that made me think if this is something she might have, because from what you're saying, it sounds like every person does not have every symptom.
Correct.
You have wasted all of that Quaker Oats, and you don't even know what's up. So you putting in? Did you put butter and sugar in it? You putting all?
We did everything.
I'm saying, man, it's like, and this is what it's amazing me though, Chris, because it's like it's out there, but we would never know what it is, and people probably are sitting right now with it and don't even know.
Don't even know.
Well, with it coming into our race, our culture, from the quick research, like I'm saying, I'm doing right now as we're talking, it's most common in Caucasians than it is us.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it is. It doesn't. Well, from what we've seen, yes. Because we went to Google. Like, it was one of the things we went to Google to look for, and it does appear to be in Caucasian, but it's actually not, tied to ethnicity.
Yeah.
It's just. And I'm in the Incontinentia Pigmenti groups. I am the only African American in there.
But that could be tied to the fact that we have less of medical attention than Caucasians. So it may be that they identify it more because of their health plans. They focus on Caucasians, whereas when it comes to African Americans, we don't get that attention in medical care.
Come on, Gina, let's keep it 100. We just don't take our black asses to the doctor. That's what it is.
That's what she's saying.
I mean, that too. But when you actually look at the pictures of a Caucasian baby having it, it looked like they have the measles or the that's what it looks like. It don't even look like IP. I can't even say the word. I'm just gonna say IP.
Thank you for saying it, IP, and not trying to butcher it like Greg.
I'm trying to get people what they need to hear. I want them to understand this is what there is a medical term for. But I'm still tripping, Chris, Mo, Gina. People could be sitting around right now with this, and we don't know, and they don't know because they didn't go to the doctor, and they didn't get diagnosed with this. And how many doctors can actually diagnose this?
Well, one of the things that I'm looking at right now, they said the most accurate testing of it is the, what is it called? Molecular genetic testing.
Yes.
That's the most accurate testing. So only thing that we can say on this panel, if you feel that your child is born and look like they have the measles or the whatever, have that test ran on them so you can actually find out what it really is before it's honestly too.
Absolutely.
So we just can't put regular lotion on it and think it's gonna clear up.
That's what I'm saying. Using a whole box of Quaker Oats oatmeal and soaking your kid in some oatmeal and all of that stuff, man. I mean, man, right? If I'm soaking my kid in there, it's gonna be dual purpose, man. I'm gonna have a spoon too, man.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna get mine.
No.
You talking about the morning bath and breakfast all in one bill swoop.
You know what's something else that helped her skin is breast milk baths.
I'm with that.
So it coats the skin.
You want a bath?
Right.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared of him.
This show not gonna make it
right.
on the air.
I ain't saying nothing else, y'all.
We're gonna X this one. We're going back to 856.
No, we can't because we got a lot of great information from Fairren.
No, I'm just kidding.
Even though the jokes are here, okay, because I'm sitting here, I'm mortified because of the fact that it's out again, it's out there. And we don't know about it, okay? So all I'm doing is just trying to bring a little levity to it because, man, this is serious. Can you get it from? I mean, what's the word I want to use? You got to be born with it,
yeah.
Or can it come later in life?
No,
it's genetic.
It's genetic.
Yeah, it's genetic. And it's not like you can touch somebody and get it either. That won't happen.
Right.
So it's not contagious. I'll just put it like that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Man.
So, and then the survival rate of it too is generally favorable in females, and that's who make up the vast majority of affected individuals. Again, however, males, they can survive, but it's significantly lower due to the genetic nature of the disorder. So, like I said at the beginning, you'll know because you'll see those, those 4 stages of the skin. And so they come in newborn, and then it's all the way up to 1 year, the other stages. Up to 1 year.
Did you have to get your daughter early testing for scoliosis also?
No, that wasn't one of the things, but they do that in school anyway.
Yeah,
but that wasn't one of the things.
Yeah, from what I'm looking at right now, it says it can come and cause early onset to scoliosis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she, the only thing that we do for her is we just stopped MRIs because we were doing that yearly, and they're stable. So the only thing the MRI shows is the stroke that's still marked on her brain. So what we do now are yearly EEGs, and that just kind of monitors the seizures. So she is on a seizure medicine because she's had 3 seizures and her seizures are absent. So meaning we're sitting here and then she can have one and, we're calling her name and she's here, but not here. And that's what we found out hers were. The last seizure, we actually found her unconscious. And we ended up, of course, having to, call the ambulance because we don't know how long oxygen wasn't getting to her brain. Because it was midnight. It was about midnight, 1 in the morning. We went to check on her. And she had, and at this time, our son was about 1. And we, smelled poop. And we're like, our son just pooped. Well, it was her. Because, when you have a seizure, everything, is just happens.
Yeah.
And so we tried to wake her up and we couldn't. So we called the ambulance. She did have a pulse still, thankfully. And then that's when we had to start doing all of this stuff, make sure we notify schools. She has a seizure rescue medicine at school.
Ask that.
So yeah, she has a seizure. So we do a seizure action plan every year between the school nurse and the neurologist. She has a rescue medicine at school. So if she does have seizures, it's just a nasal spray. They spray it in her nose and it should stop it. So every year we have to, and then she's on, like I said, on the seizure medicine. Last year, EEG, it was normal. The year before, she had spiked seizures on the right side of her brain. This year, she spiked seizures on the left side of her brain. So the doctor doesn't prematurely take her off the medicine because this medicine is making sure that oxygen does go to her brain if she should have another one. But thankfully, she's been 2 years seizure-free, thankfully. And like I said, we just monitor those yearly. And with all the other things, she has missing teeth. So she doesn't have all of her teeth. She just went to the dentist yesterday. You can see her 12-year-old molars. But we'll have to eventually do implants or braces because they are peg-shaped, and some are missing. So all these different things that we'll have to eventually do at some point, just to make sure that, she is getting the best care.
So let me ask you this. So she's in public school, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Does she, or is she able to self-medicate or do stuff for herself?
Yes.
Okay. So she can do that. Are the teachers, are they aware of the situation and are they trained to, just in case something happens?
So she was in kindergarten. Kindergarten is when her last seizure was, and that's when we had to develop this plan. And that's when we went more in detail about what to do, and then the rescue medicine, that came with instructions. So the rescue medicine sits in the nurse's office, and then they're trained to, go get it. I tell them to call 911 first. Do not call me first. Call 911 first, and then call me so I know, where she's going. Okay. Her current teacher also has disabled child with autism. So she understands a little bit more as far as how she learns. I was actually able to go in her class and read the book to her third grade class. And it actually blew my mind how much they, accepted it. They had some excellent questions about bullying, and it just allowed me to, show them this is how Kamaya is. So, help look out if you see anything, out the ordinary. But they were so accepting of it, and like I said, their questions were amazing. So just being able to go out and spread awareness is what I'm looking to do. Her dentist just actually bought a book because, I had to introduce it to him in how, it works with, the teeth. So just getting it into, those places, hospitals, schools, things like that, is going to be able to let, the schools and the doctors, learn how to handle someone with this condition.
So out of the difficulties that these carries, your book is actually is a blueprint for other people that are dealing with her. So in order to help her live a normal life, or help her have a normal situation in life, okay, that's a beautiful thing, man, for real. Okay, God bless her, man, and she's a superwoman to me.
Yeah. She's my hero.
She's my hero.
She's everybody's hero.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean, honestly, she withstood a lot that we probably couldn't go through
at a young age, and still going through it, and still holding her head up, and still doing it, man. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. This book makes her, anybody around, if they read the book and you're going around reading it to different places, it's telling everybody, okay, this is how it is. Okay, so they won't look at her differently because you already know it's right here. This is what you do to expect when you see my daughter. All right. So now you know. So now we don't have to have all of the negativity that surrounds her. You know what I mean?
Well, one of the things that we have to, one of the things we have to take in consideration that children are way more stronger than we are.
Yeah.
Absolutely
true.
Children are way more stronger than we are. we think about how, as parents, we think about how can we help them. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, mama is gonna be okay, daddy is gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? And they try to keep you from breaking down. And kids are wonderful.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
All day, every day. Man, we have been talking with Fairren McLemore. Her book. Move your head. Shining through my journey with IP, Incontinentia Pigmenti.
Ooh, look at that. Good job.
Got it.
Look, I've been telling y'all, he got it right 3 times already, 3 in a row. You know the word now. Look, now we're gonna have them spell it in the spelling bee contest.
Right.
Hey man, I don't have that, okay? But what I do have is crooked teeth, okay? And the word's gonna come out real different. I tell y'all every time. It's gonna come out different. If I've said it 2 or 3 times already, but the 4th time it's gonna come out like from Z to A as opposed to A to Z. So we appreciate you coming through, man, and hanging out with us and telling us all about this book, your amazing daughter, man, and schooling us on this disease that's been around for over 100 years, but we just now knowing about it. Seriously.
Well, the word to the disease has been around over 100 years. That's what it is. They said that it's been around for a while, but they really found it doing research, and then 2000 they start putting it out to the open with websites and all that stuff, when everything became easy. But it's been around for over.
Man, that's something. I'm still just dumbfounded, Gina, that we sit around here and somebody we know might have it and just have been dealing with it all their lives. And
And they can, because it's mild to severe, so you really can, if you don't have the skin part of it, it really can, you really can have it and not know.
So let me ask you a question. Is it a lifetime deal, or does it stage out?
It's for life.
Yes, chromosomes. That doesn't change.
There's no cure for it as we speak.
No cure.
October 23rd, 2024 is no cure.
No cure is just, the treatment, right? So you just go by your symptoms. We left the NICU with 20 appointments.
Wow.
And that was between the neurologist, a dentist. She had a feeding tube. We had to make a decision to get a feeding tube for her to go home, because who knows how long we would be there, them waiting on her to eat how they wanted her to. So we had to make a decision to get a G tube, which is a feeding tube, to put in. Thankfully she only needed it for a year, but that's another thing we had to do. So we're going home with this machine that we had to learn to feed her through. Thankfully, I could still nurse, and I could still, pour breast milk in this machine, to feed her overnight. And then she had acid reflux really bad, and she would throw up and it would shoot out of her nose. And we were so frustrated because our baby is gasping for air, and we're like, okay, what do we have to do to make her not do this? And so they ended up putting her on phenobarbital, which is a acid reflux medicine that we would have to give her about 20 minutes before we fed her, so that wouldn't happen. So that was another thing that we had to deal with, and she grew out of that, thankfully. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
I have a question. Go ahead. No, you can go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
I'm good. You can go ahead.
No, you can go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is your what is your background in, like medicine or anything? Like, what were you doing before you had your baby?
I was working in the collections department at Frontier.
Oh, I
Oh
thought I knew
Lord.
that
Oh
name. I
Lord.
thought I knew your name. No, no.
You know,
Go back to those records and get them. Go get them.
no, I was just a mom that worked in the collections department. I hated going back to work because she was in the NICU. I'd get off work, I would go to the NICU, I would sit up there, or sometimes I would just call, and if she was sleeping, I would just let her rest. Although it was tough, I was like, let me just let her rest. But I would call just throughout the day just to see, you know, how she was doing things. She would tear her feeding tube out of her nose, which I thought it was funny, because she just got tired of it. You know, she was she was there for. So she was born.
Kid.
Yeah, she was born in May, and we didn't take her home till July. And who knows how long that would have been if we didn't make the decision to get that feeding tube, because they were monitoring her to eat every 3 hours, like newborns, I guess, typically do, and she just wasn't.
Man, I don't think I would be able to sleep at night.
I didn't. But you know, between nursing anyway, you don't sleep because you got to pump. So pumping and not sleeping, and then I would go stay up there. But before we decided to actually come back home, we were staying at the Ronald McDonald House in the hospital, which was amazing that they had that, because it allowed us to be closer to her. So we were there for a while too.
Well, again, man, we thank you for coming to the show, hanging out with us, telling us the story. Okay, that's you guys are a perfect example of you don't look like what you've gone through. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to you guys, man. We appreciate you guys for having that strength and showing us your strength and giving us the story. Is there anything else you want to say to the people? How do they get your book?
So you can get my book at FairrenMcLemore.com. That's directly from the publisher, or you can message me for a personalized signed copy. Kamaya is also signing books, so if you DM you'll get both of our signature.
I got this check I want you to sign.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay, that's okay. I forward signatures. It's all good. Yeah, we appreciate you coming through, man, and hanging out with us and giving us. Oh, that's why she collections. She's collection. And giving us the story, man. You know, God bless you both, and
thank you so much.
Continued success to you. Chris, we getting out of here, man. What you got?
Man, look, I said I like to learn something new every day. Now I'll be looking more into this IP, as I'm gonna continue to say it. I'm gonna look more into it, and we're gonna have you come back and keep us updated with what, because now she's our niece. She's our niece now, so we gotta
absolutely.
Yeah,
so
we have to.
Just a quick piece, not to cut you off. Sorry, my next book will be from my experience, from my journey. Okay. I'll go a little deeper into everything, which is currently being worked on. So,
currently being worked on. How far are you into it?
Well, it's going to be a compilation book of mothers who have children with disabilities to bring them on to share their own stories. So it will be done in time to be submitted next year.
Okay, but even though it's going to be submitted next year, let's take another hour and just talk about that now.
Let's do that. Come on.
Nah, Chris, did you finish your thought? I'm sorry.
Sorry, finish your thought.
No, I'm good. I mean, like I said, we just gained a new niece and a nephew. I mean, we just want updates. Make sure everything's okay, and if there's anything we can do, just let us know.
I will do. Thank you.
Moby.
Wow. I mean, like Chris, I didn't know nothing about this. I mean, at the beginning, when Greg was trying to pronounce it, I thought this was a joke or something. I'm thinking, so let me go there, and you turn around and you get on. And the thing about it is, you kind of joined in with our ignorance, and and then gave us the short version, IP. Now, you know, but I really thank
Chris
you for
did.
educating us, because I'm gonna tell you, I did not know that existed until tonight,
Right.
and like Chris, I'm gonna go ahead and take and see what I could, find out about it, because I got a little nephew with eczema that's just horrible. They treating it as eczema, and some of the other symptoms, the seizures and stuff. He's a little baby boy, believe it or not, and that's why I asked about boys. He's a baby boy, and he has more than eczema than me. He does, and they've been treating it with antibiotics. So,
Gina?
top of.
Yeah, like I said, we'll have them have that molecular, what is it called? Molecular.
You know what? I would just have them do a panel of genetic testing, because that is what they did with my daughter, is just panels of genetic tests, which will identify. It'll be identified in that.
So the shortened version IP, is that the version that the doctors gave you so you won't have to go to pronounce it?
Yes.
Okay.
But but some people do call it Incontinentia. Like I've heard it pronounced a whole bunch of different ways. But I realized that if I'm
it messed me up.
I need to know.
It messed me up. I just went LMNOPQ, Had enough letters in it.
Right. Right.
Well, if you guys want to learn more about Incontinentia Pigmenti, come out to the Distinguished Authors Guild on November 10th, Theater 47, because Author McLemore is a nominee for the Distinguished Authors Guild. She has, the great part is she has pamphlets and information about it so that you can educate yourself. I know a lot of people are probably thinking now, does this person have it? Does this child have it? Because she has brought awareness. But come out there, get the book. We need to know where they can get the book, but get the book. She will be at the Distinguished Authors Guild selling her book as well. So come on out there, and this is where you can get the tickets.
Chicago in Northwest Indiana. Get ready for an epic night to remember. We are honoring the past and awarding the future. The Distinguished Authors Guild presents its 5th annual Literary Award Show and VIP Gala. Sunday, November 10th at Theater 47, 350 Victory Drive in Park Forest, Illinois. Proceeds from ticket sales go towards scholarships for first-year creative writing college students. This is a black tie event. Purchase your tickets now at eventbrite.com, keyword Distinguished Authors Guild. For more information, call 219-742-4305. That's 219-742-4305. And remember, everything that glitters is gold.
All right.
That dude with the high voice is just tripping me out, dude. And get my book. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, man. This is very important, all right? Chris, Mo, Gina, we're gonna have to find a way to do fundraisers for some of these guests that come on, man, because a lot of this stuff is very important. We need to really, really, really do our part to help out the situation. All right, so everybody, contact Fairren. So you can go through Facebook and get her. That's the easiest way, I think. And then that way you can find out more about IP and everything she's doing with the book. Thank you, Fairren.
Thank you so much for having me.
Cool.
You guys are amazing.
You're amazing as well. And don't let nobody tell you different.
Wow.
Damn it. Right. This is Dope Living TV Live, man. We're going to see you guys tomorrow. Chris, what we got tomorrow?
We got Milan O.C. Blakely Sr.
Let's go.
He has a great story, man. A man committed of a murder that he didn't commit.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually found guilty, did 20 years, came out and changed his whole life around with a clothing line that he has called YITE. That stands for Young, Innovative, Knowledgeable Entrepreneurs. That's what it stands for.
We're gonna find out all about this
Yikes.
guy and his movement tomorrow. Okay. Until then, we will. This is Dope Living TV Live. Have a great evening.
Peace.